A ton of new information about the EAFC open world has just been leaked online, along with some exclusive images. The playtesting for this future game mode started this week, and some of the testers have been releasing some details to give us an idea of what to expect with this ambitious project from EA. In this video, I'm going to cover everything that we know so far, including how the game mode works, some of the confirmed mini-games that are going to be included, and I'll also be showing you some exclusive screenshots from the open world with you for the first time, so stick around until later in the video for that. So first of all, what is the EAFC open world? It's an ambitious new game mode coming to a future FC game. It was confirmed as something that EA were working on last year, where we did see some initial concepts of what a new open world would look like in a future game. This is going to be an online mode. Recently, EA gave the opportunity to some players to test this mode out, and we're starting to get loads of information about what to expect going forward. First of all, this mode will be similar to the NBA 2K Park mode, where you can basically share a world online with other players and be able to walk around, go to shops, visit football pitches and play matches. You can create your own character and then upgrade him, and then purchase clothing, accessories using the currency system in the game. So in terms of the confirmed details of this mode, first of all, we're going to look at some of the mini games that are going to be included here. Now, as per FGZ here, we've got a list of the game modes that are going to be included in this open world. So Kickabout will contain 1v1, 2v2 and 3v3 matches where there's going to be no rules, so no fouls, no offsides. The ball can be bounced off the walls to beat defenders. Keepers can play wherever they want on the pitch. There's going to be a golden goal rule at the end if a game is tied. It kind of sounds like Volta, to be fair. Draw the line is going to be completely different to traditional football. So teams are going to pass the ball to draw different shapes like triangles, squares, and more accurate passing is going to equal more higher scoring. Obstacles are going to appear on the pitch, which is going to force players to chip or lob the ball to complete shapes. It's less about scoring goals and more about precision, so that's a completely different concept coming. There is also going to be a rush mode in open world, although this will come with a few changes. So apparently it's going to be more like street football with zero restrictions, so no keepers, no rules, just five-a-side quick brawling for goals. Then there's closest to the pin, so a skill-based accuracy challenge where 4 players try to place the ball closest on a target. Chips, passes and curlers all count, and players can knock each other's balls away and take the lead. Balloon ball is basically going to be like football dodgeball, so players fire shots at bouncing balloon balls to eliminate their opponents, and each player has 3 lives. And then the matches are going to include random power-ups as well to make shots faster or trickier. Foot tennis is kind of self-explanatory. It's going to be a tennis match with a football, so I believe this is 1v1 or 2v2, where you're going to be having lobs or volleys over a net. The first to 10 points wins. And those are just the modes that are currently being talked about, but it is worth mentioning that there is a possibility that EA add more mini games and game modes into the open world in the future. I mean, some ideas that I have in terms of street football, you could play like the classic games like Wally, Wembley, where you're competing individually against your friends to score a goal and get to the next round. Foot golf as well. Like, there are some other things that EA could do with this mode. And apparently 11 versus 11 is coming. It just wasn't tested in this playtest. And clubs as well, I believe, is going to be tied into this mode. That is shown on one of these screenshots here. But that does raise the question, is this going to be the new version of clubs? Like, when you do play online with your friends, is there going to be a separate clubs mode to this open world, or is this basically going to be what clubs is? Is it going to replace it? That is kind of the question at the moment. I do think this is basically, for the people that are watching this video who do play clubs, I think this is going to replace that. Not necessarily meaning that it's going to take away anything, but I do think that this is going to be merged in with that. Kind of how Volta was merged with clubs recently. I think you're just going to have more options here. Also, according to FGZ, there is going to be multiple maps within this mode, and he lists here that there's going to be an English map, a French map, and an Argentinian. Now, this makes a lot of sense considering when the news about open world initially broke officially from EA, the screenshots that we did see behind the guy presenting this idea, that there was different settings in the background, so you could see a more South American vibe in one of the photos, and then in some of the others it was more of a British or European vibe. From the screenshots that I have seen from this playtest, it does seem like they're testing the English map out first, but there is a chance for them to introduce more maps in the future. This was one of the questions that I did have about open world. How are you going to make this work in a football sense? Because in the NBA 2K games, they only really needed to integrate an American culture into their maps. It was a lot easier to do because the NBA is just American. Whereas when it comes to football, you've got the South American culture, the European culture, a lot of Asian countries that are big on football now, Africa as well. Like, I felt like it would be really difficult for EA to create a world that would represent all of those different cultures, but it seems like we're going to get different maps here. And talking of maps, here is the first official photo that we have seen of how the map will look in the game. So as you can see, we've got a mix of stadiums, training centers, and shops. Now, it's obvious that to some capacity, you are going to have to train to improve your player. So it seems like you and your friends, you can go and play like training matches and do training sessions together. I don't know how EA are going to make this interesting, but maybe this is also just for like kickabouts with your friends, like less competitive stuff. But as you can see in the screenshot here, we have got 3 different stores. Let's be real, this is going to be where EA earn their money through microtransactions, which I'll talk about later in the video. We've also got like this circular thing here. I don't know what that is, but there is a lot of empty space here on the map, so whether there's going to be more things added, and each map again will probably look a little bit different to each other. And some images of the open world had surfaced online. I have already posted those on X as well, but I do have some exclusive images that were sent to me in the DMs recently. So shout out to that person. I am going to show you all of the images that I do have so far, and we're just going to talk through them just so you can get an idea of what the open world will look like. But these first few images are posted by FC25_news. So here we can see that you can actually stand and watch a match happen. So whether you're waiting to go on that pitch in the lobby that you're in, or whether you just want to watch your team play, I'm not really sure how this works, but you can actually watch what's going on. It looks like a nice feature, but I mean, realistically, are people really going to care that much about watching things happen? As you can see here, there's like a new Rush arena where again, it seems a bit more smaller, but that's something that's going to be included in the open world. And here's a view of the 3v3 rules here. As you can see here, this is sort of like the lobby where you're going to be waiting with your friends. You can see there's many people who are online in this screenshot. So now I kind of referred that circular ball on the map and didn't know what it was, but this kind of looks like that might be it, where it's a waiting lobby for people, I think, or maybe it's just where you spawn into the open world when you join it. I'm not 100% sure, but as you can see, there's a lot of people in the area here who are just kind of like walking around. But these screenshots here that are a bit more clear, up to the point that I'm recording, haven't been seen online. Again, these were privately DM'd to me, so shout out to the person that did that. But as you can see, clubs coming soon. I believe this is probably going to be where the mode ties into the clubs mode a little bit more, and there are going to be like NPCs in the game that kind of just walk around. We can see that there's a shop here, so you can go through and buy different clothes and things like that, similar to Volta. Here we've got one of the shops. Now I'm trying to look at what they're kind of selling here. I believe this is one that you can go into because there's a little green marker there, so I believe that you can enter. You can also see in the bottom left corner there where you can actually do emotes as well. So if you are communicating with other people in your lobby, you can do like little waves and things like that, which you're going to see in some more photos. Here we've got another waiting lobby where we're waiting to play Rush. As you can see the stadium in the background there. This is a better photo of the lobby that I showed you earlier. This is kind of just outside of it, and you can see the guy here waving. So I don't know, waving to somebody. So again, I don't know really how many emotes that you can do, but this is a better showing of where people seem to meet in the game, I guess. Here we've got another image where there's someone doing a barbecue, I don't know, and again some more waving going on here. I like this image. This is a really good example of kind of like what you're going to see in the world. So this is clearly the English map here. Like this is like an old-fashioned British street, and you can kind of see from the start to the end there where you can go. There's a few shops in between. Here we have the foot tennis arena, and again you can see some British styled buildings around. The foot tennis arena looks a little bit bare bone at the moment, but I'm sure that EA will build on it going forward. Here's another view of the street. As you can see, again very British. Here's what can only be looked at as like a Volta arena where people are stood around watching it. There probably will be a little bit of an atmosphere when you play in these arenas. It seems like this is one more for training because you've got a training symbol here, so this is clearly where you and your friends can go to improve your player. So those are the screenshots that we have so far, but there are also still rumors about the open world that haven't been confirmed in this playtest. There were rumors that there was going to be beach football, which of course hasn't been confirmed in this. I would imagine that that's going to be in another map. If there is an Argentinian map, I'd imagine that's where you're going to see more of the vibrant footballing arenas and potentially something happening on a beach. That's obviously not something that's going to be included in the English map. There was also some rumors that you would be able to buy houses and cars in the open world. Now, I'm not seeing anything about that in this current playtest. That could be wrong. It might also be something that comes further down the line. But now that the information is out there, here are some thoughts that I do have about this mode. To me, straight off the bat, even though we have got some new mini games coming, it does kind of just seem like all of the different Volta and Rush game modes basically connected by a map. Instead of navigating through a menu to play different mini games, you're just walking through a street with a few NPC people walking around with you, and then you've got like the odd shop in between, which are probably going to be filled with microtransactions. So in my opinion, this kind of just screams out like another attempt from EA to make Volta and Rush relevant. It feels really forced at this point. Like, what difference is there other than walking to the stadiums instead of entering matches in a menu? That's basically the difference here. And as much as it will look really glamorous at first having an open world, I actually think that this won't add that much to the game. Like, once the novelty of walking around a street with your friends wears off, I feel like this element of the game will get a little bit boring. I myself have played NBA 2K for the reason of trying out the open world, and it didn't take that long to just get bored of the idea of needing to travel to another part of the city just to get a different hairstyle. Or if you want boots, you've got to travel to, again, another area of the city. Like, people will think this is really great and the way forward, but honestly, once the novelty wears off, I don't think that this game mode will be that exciting. And like I say, it just screams to me as a microtransaction heaven for EA, just to charge more money on different clothing, boots, player boosts and things like that. Like, having to go through these training sessions to improve your player. Are people actually going to be that bothered about doing training? Probably not. So again, EA being able to sell like different boosts and improvements to your player as a way for you to buy currency in the store and things like that, you can just see where this is going. And that is one of the main criticisms that was put against the NBA 2K open world, is that it just got rinsed for microtransactions. You've also got like advertising boards in that game mode as well for like Gatorade and things like that, which again, people are pointing the finger saying that that's what's making a huge amount of money for 2K, and I do believe that's why EA wanted to put this in the game. So it's a frustrating one because again, it's more wasted resources that could be used to actually making the gameplay good or making career mode realistic. On the other side, I do feel like if this game mode does bring in loads of money in terms of advertising and selling limited edition clothes and things like that, then I wouldn't be against this if that money got reinvested into the game to improve the gameplay, maybe expand the development team of the game, or bring in more licenses. But I just don't see that being the case. I just feel like this is a cash grab and it's just going to go into the pockets of the people at the top of EA. It's not something that's going to interest me personally as an offline player. Even if they added it to player career mode, I just don't really see the appeal. I'd rather the foundations of the game just be improved rather than nonsense like this added on top of what's already kind of a broken game. I've even asked a question on X, and as you can see here, in terms of new modes being added to the game, open world was nowhere near as popular of an idea as a creation center or even the journey returning. And also, with all of the information and screenshots coming out here, I again re-raised the question of whether people wanted the open world or not, whether they were excited. And again, there's more of a percentage of people that aren't bothered about this mode than there is a percentage for people that will actually play this regularly. So yeah, I just think this is a cash grab. I don't think EA have listened to their community on this one. Not saying that there isn't people that want an open world in the game, but I do think the majority of people don't really care and see this for what it is, and that is a cash grab. So yeah, I'm not really big on this idea, if I'm being honest, but that is everything that I'm going to cover in this video. Hit a like if you did enjoy it. I would really appreciate that to help grow the channel. If you aren't already subscribed, as 90% of my viewers aren't at the moment, then I would recommend hitting that red button to keep in the loop of all the videos that I make on the channel. I will continue to cover any news that comes about future FC games, along with football gaming in general. I make regular career mode content, so if you are interested in that kind of thing, then I would recommend becoming part of the community on this channel. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.